Welcome, Virgo. This is Regina from Pacific Tarot getting ready to do an August general reading for you. The new moon in Leo just passed, and there is still a lot of emphasis on some deep lessons you've learned, a completion, a closure that you're experiencing. This is a general reading. My intention is as a meditation, an opportunity for you to look more deeply at issues and concerns that allow you to access your own wisdom. I'm not an external fortune teller. I'm not a fount of information that you don't already contain within yourself. I'm not giving you anything. I'm just helping you to see what you already know. So that can be frustrating to some. Check other placements. You may find yourself there somewhere. And your overall energy for this particular reading is the Lord of Staffs, and other decks, the King of Wands. This is incredibly confident energy. This is inspired leadership. It makes you feel as though your leadership has netted you an opportunity or a better opportunity to shine. There feels for many of you as though there is something new on the horizon as a result of a long, successful climb, ambitious direction or goal that you have been moving towards. You're moving from one success to another, but this more recent opportunity is allowing you to reconnect with yourself in a deeper way. You will know what that is depending on your own activity and goals. Underneath the deck, the Warrior of Cups or the Knight of Cups is indicating the sense of replenishment, refueling, refreshment. So this opportunity I'm sensing is one that kind of takes you back to your most innocent, most talented, most gifted and authentic self, so that you have an opportunity to infuse whatever direction you've been moving in, whatever kind of work you do, with more authentic, imaginative, and creative possibilities that reflect who you are. And this has been a theme for you, Virgo, for a while. You're not the only one that is doing a similar kind of integration, but this idea that your successful work is demanding more authenticity of you, more of your own story be integrated. And I'm going to get started here with an oracle, a crystal oracle card, and this is the tourmaline, and it is focusing on the third eye chakra, which is very much about your ability to envision into the future in a hopeful way, in a way that moves you in a direction that benefits not just you, but humankind in some way, certainly on behalf of others. The key word is trust. Trust your intuition. It is in contact with a higher source of knowledge. I like this very much, and this seems really appropriate with the way that you are moving from one prominent opportunity to another. And there is some way in which you work in the public eye, or you have an audience. You have clients or customers in large number that observe, follow, or participate in the work that you do. This is, again, a general reading. It isn't going to resonate for all of you. If you find that it does have value for you, please like this video. Share this with others if you feel inclined to do so, and subscribe to my channel, Pacific Tarot. I really value the incredible support that I receive from so many of you, and many of you that I receive only energy from. I'm grateful for that. I feel welcome here, and I know that my intention is to welcome all of you. So thank you in advance for that. I'm going to start with the 10th house, and this is the way you appear to others, and the way you identify your social goals. The Two of Swords shows you at a crossroads. Very interesting. I do feel that this crossroads is more a matter of external choice, not so much a matter of your own internal intuitive design or desire. I don't feel that this is a choice that you have consciously had to make. I feel that you are experiencing the consequences of the direction you're moving in a way that brings up some fear or anxiety for you. You may be concerned about the impact this is having on those you're leaving behind. You may be concerned that you're moving further away from those for whom you're responsible. You may be feeling as though others depend on you in a way that can be not false, but is healthy, uh, to sort of reestablish yourself as an independent agent, even among loved ones. There's a way in which this choice is forcing you to address some kind of unhealthy dependency or unproductive dependency that you are aware has been restricting you. And now you're ready to move out in a direction that more closely resonates with your desires, your growth and expansion. So I feel like this is really a beautiful opportunity, and you're finding some concern, or you're looking at the underside of this opportunity in a way that causes you anxiety. You don't have regret. You would not choose differently, but you do have a worry and a concern there. What you may find is that others are as anxious for the distance or separation as you are, and in a healthy, productive way. And you may not be expecting that. You may not be anticipating that. In the first house, the Hanged One, and the first house really indicates your attitude in general. And the Hanged One can simply be your taking a break, taking a pause, taking a vacation, or even a retreat in order to better focus on the changes you're anticipating, the direction you're moving in, and what you're leaving behind, what your own growth has been, and the perspective that you're aware you want to cultivate in order to maximize the opportunities before you. So you are aware that you are maybe not sacrificing something, but exchanging an energy for one that more closely suits you for ongoing expansion and growth. And it is tempting for many of you to feel as though you've done all that you can do in a particular direction, particularly in a professional arena. But my sense is that you are only beginning, that all of your work has been in preparation for this particular opportunity that you are launching into, transitioning into. And it feels like a new location, among other things, for you, traveling to another space in order to exercise a new opportunity. In the fourth house, the house of your home, your soul, your family, for sure. The Eight of Swords really is reflecting upon this deeper anxiety that perhaps fuels this concern you have for the choices you're making and their consequences for others. So the Eight of Swords is about other voices, other information, unsolicited advice, strategies you've learned, you've observed, you've employed in the past that are crowding your emotional space. This is preventing you from finding peace, rest, or turning off your mind. This is overanalysis. This is paralysis, worry, sleeplessness. So this is fueling a general sense of anxiety, and it can absolutely be related to not only the world we live in, but the work that you are launching into. Some aspects of that work may feel endangered or unsafe or unprotected, or that you're stepping into more than you can socially handle. And it's easy for me to say, no worries, but I'm not saying that. I'm saying that the best, most positive way for you to address that is through this sense of stillness, cultivating this stepping back, this pulling away from all the noise, from really allowing yourself to be in some kind of a space where you're not involved in all of the activity and chaos of decision making and changes that are occurring, so that you reconnect with that place of your own intuitive wisdom, the place that got you where you are now, the place that is returning to your mission, your path, something that was seeded in your early life based on the talent that you have, the intelligence with which you pursued your talents and gifts. That is the intuitive sacred space that is really allowing you to release the sense of worry, would have, could have, should have, uh, uh, constantly feeling the need to be fueled or supported by someone outside of you, looking for answers, chasing clarity. So this is something that you can battle, but it does feel a little bit like a natural tendency. Your calm exterior belies this more even, uh, this more anxious, sensitive, attuned part of you that has a hard time disconnecting with the disorganization of the world, the disorder that you encounter. And you can counter that with the sense that you know the path you're on, you know what's best for you. In the seventh house of relationships, significant relationships and connections, the Magician card. And this feels as though you are standing up for a choice. You're standing up for a perspective, an idea, a plan. There's some deep connection that is resurfacing for you, and that you are facing in a way that um, moves you away from the uncertainties or the evasions of the past. So I feel as though this connection is involved not only in the work that you do, your mission, as you might say, um, and an opportunity to connect with those who support the work you do, and in fact are working with you in a parallel way. They can be involved in your field of activity, or they can have an activity or a mission, a business of their own, a career of their own that is distinct, but it supports yours. You're both coming from the same place, you're coming from the same perspective. And this need for connection has been long evaded because of the complexity of your work and the people that you are, the choices that you've made that have taken you apart. But there's never been an acknowledgement of a real connection. And I feel that this is something that plagues you underneath the obvious success on the surface of your social life. That there is this unfulfilled expectation or promise of connection, something that you've been fearful to approach in the past. There have been many reasons on both of your parts, but now there is a desire to open up and exchange information, learn new things, explore possibilities. I'm going to clarify these cards from the first house. The Hanged Man is clarified by the Four of Swords in the second house and the Six of Wands in the third house. So I like this. The Four of Swords is really amplifying this idea that you are pulling in, that you are taking a time out, that you are exhausted after a long journey, many hurdles, many challenges you've overcome. You've taken steps, met every obstacle, and been triumphant. And yet you have recognized and appreciated how far you've come and how you've gotten there, not despite the obstacles, but because of the obstacles. Those are what have made you stronger. They've helped you understand who you truly are, the nature of your mission, and they have become almost like a spiritual foundation, the sense of gratitude, that the things that you felt were done against you were actually done for you. They help to hone your sense of purpose and clarity and your appreciation of your tremendous privilege. You've also been incredibly successful in your interaction with colleagues, friends, even intimates, in building really workable commitments or workable relationships that support your commitment to the collective. This is where you have done your part with such expertise, with such a clear sense of responsibility for your part, that you are recognized and appreciated, even lifted up by your colleagues. And that's what you value more than anything. It is that sense of reflection and camaraderie, support that you feel is your true reward as a colleague among others. The Eight of Swords in the fourth house is clarified by the Chariot in the fifth house and the Temperance in the sixth house. Yeah, I do believe distractions have been moved out of the way. And this is really challenging for you because your relationships, your friendships are in many ways your family. And your characteristic support of your family in many ways has been a drag sometimes, or a challenge to the work that you're dedicated to do, the work that comprises your contribution, your gift to your community, to the collective at large. And this has been a long struggle for you, your incredible ability to focus in on your goals and to exclude all distractions from that, to move forward what can appear to others very rapidly. I don't think there's anything rapid about working your way towards success, being productive. It's just that you make it look easy and direct. It could be quite an actual struggle between those that love you, respect you, rely on you, and their expectations and need of you versus this commitment to your mission, your purpose. The Temperance card indicates that this has been a long push and pull, that this has been part of a long healing process for you, balancing out your relationships, understanding where they end and you begin, what your natural response and responsiveness to the needs of loved ones, and the sense of reciprocity that you have or have not received in like. So there is this eternal balance between the needs of those that you're committed to, loved ones, and your need to do your work, to be productive, to create a body of work that moves you closer to your vision. In the seventh house, the Magician card is clarified by the Knight of Pentacles in the eighth house and the Sun card in the ninth house. So yes, I do feel like you're kind of back to the drawing board on new terms. Rather than reflecting the desires of the community or an entire perspective or voices of others, particularly for you, this feels like marginalized voices. You are coming out as the author of a way of including your own story in the work that you do, so that you're understanding your unique opportunity to speak for those who cannot speak, to recognize and to lift up the contribution of those who are ordinarily excluded, and that way of reflecting the work, the labor of your ancestors is giving you deep personal uh, uh, happiness, joy, pleasure, a sense of success, a sense of being seen. So I think that this coming back to a place in your life at the beginning where you have been able to lift up a talent, scrutinize a talent, use that to the ends of lifting up the voices of others, amplifying others, and allowing others to be seen, including them, is something that gives you personal sense of glory, achievement. Through you, your ancestors, the voices you lift up are shining. You're fulfilling the promise of your ancestors. And this is deeply satisfying to you, particularly in view of your struggle to find alignment on a personal level with uh, uh, in terms of a significant connection. So I feel perhaps that this is something that you're now coming to as a clear and overt desire, something that you didn't feel you had time for, or that never was quite the match that you were hoping for. You have found an opportunity to move forward on the basis of making that significant connection in a way that is based on who you actually are. And that makes you incredibly happy. In the 10th house, the Two of Swords is clarified by the Fool card in the 11th house and the Ace of Swords in the 12th house. Yes, so I have spoken. So you are moving at a deeper level in terms of your impact on your community, on broader global communities, entered into brand new terrain. You're creating a new direction, a new voice, a new story. You're lifting up truth. This is in the pursuit of your own truth. You have found justice, and your work is an amplification, an example of the justice that you seek in balancing out the narratives of a story, of history, perhaps. You have incredible faith in who you are now that you have uh, acknowledged your gift and understood that has been the seed of the work that you've been able to produce. That has amplified your faith in who you are, your faith in your vision, and your ability to put that into words, to make that part of the record, to document that, to tell that story is what you're about in this chapter of your life. So powerful, Virgo. It's so very powerful. I'm going to finish up this reading with a Soul's Journey Oracle card, and I pulled Imagination. I embrace and nourish the creative aspect of my mind. I love this. This gives me chills. And this really does take us back to what we don't know, what's hidden from us. It is your own innocent, original gift that has fueled this journey that you're on, and that you're now returning to in a way that demands to be seen, that demands respect, that demands inclusion. I'm very moved. So, if you've enjoyed this content, there's more content here. If you wish for a personal reading, there's information in the description box below. And until next time, Virgo, namaste.